News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity.
Hello and welcome to News Hour on Unity TV. Today is Friday, 5th of May 2023 and it's equivalent to 15th of Shawwal 1444 after Hijrah. The headlines. Again, military warns politicians plotting to scuttle May 29 inauguration as Gawan cancels petitioners. President-elect Tinubu pledges to reform judiciary for better service delivery. Sudan crisis threatens 2023 Hajj as Nigerian Airlines refuse to sign agreement with NACON. And on the foreign scene, second mass shooting in Serbia leaves 8 dead. And in sport, Osimhen's goal wins Serie A for Napoli after 33 years wait. And those were the headlines, and for details and more of the stories, I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. The military has again warned against plans to sabotage the handover of power to the president-elect, Bola Tinubu, on May 29. The High Command said the armed forces were on standby and will ensure a smooth transition process scheduled to take place in 24 days. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Musa Damadami, handed down the warning on Thursday as a former military head of state. Yakubu Gawan advised candidates challenging the outcomes of the last election to accept the court verdict. Some aggrieved candidates had kicked against the planned inauguration of the president-elect and called for the interim national government, but addressing defense correspondents at the defense headquarters, Abuja. The Madami stated that the military would ensure that the inauguration was not derailed. In his admonition to the aggrieved candidates who have lodged petitions at the various election tribunals, Gawan urged them to respect the sanctity of the court and humbly accept its decision in the coming days. The elder statesman gave the advice in Abuja at the 15th edition of the Punuka Annual Lecture 2023 and Symposium in honor of the late Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Chike Idegbe. President-elect Bola Tinubu yesterday said his government will be a comprehensive reform of the judiciary and provide better working conditions for better service delivery. Aswaju, who spoke in Rivers while commissioning the new 24 courtrooms Rivers State Magistrate Court built by the Governor Nyesom Wike's administration in Port Harcourt, noted that Governor Nyesom Wike is fighting corruption by providing improved welfare and a conducive work environment for the state's judiciary. Meanwhile, Governor Nyesom Wike assured the state chief judge of a monthly maintenance allowance of 20 million naira for the state magistrate court for the next 1 year, warning that he will not be happy with the authorities if he visits the court within the period and see the place unkept. The current crisis in Sudan is threatening Nigeria's participation in the 2023 Hajj in Saudi Arabia as the 4 Nigerian airlines approved to fly intending pilgrims from the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory FCT on Thursday refused to sign airlift agreement with the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON. The airlines approved by President Muhammadu Buhari, Air Peace, Azman Air, Aero Contractors and Max Air alongside Saudi Arabian airline Flynas were scheduled to sign the agreement with the Hajj body, but only Flynas, which was assigned 40% of the 95,000 of the Nigerian intended program, signed. The refusal of the airlines, according to NACON Chairman, Chief Executive Officer, CEO Alhaji Zikirullah Kunle Hassan, was as a result of the ongoing Sudanese crisis, which he said meant the airlines would have to find alternative routes other than Sudan to fly to and fro from Saudi Arabia. Addressing journalists after the agreement signing ceremony held at the Hajj House in Abuja, the NACON chairman was saying that there is a ceasefire in Sudan now, which he said nobody knew how long it will last, assured that All matters with the Nigerian Airlines will be resolved between now and Tuesday next week. The Nigerian police retirees have cried out to the National Assembly to quickly pass the bill before it to enable them to exit from contributory pension scheme, which they said has impoverished them and subjected them to serious hardship. Speaking to journalists yesterday, members of Enugu State branch of police retirees lamented the hardship they are passing through under the contributory pension scheme. According to them, they receive pittance ranging 30,000 naira to 46,000 naira as monthly pension, which they said could not even take care of their medications, let alone feeding their families. The police retirees and the bill before the National Assembly will create a police pensions board which will handle the retirement issues of the police. They said that the counterparts in the army and DSS have since exited contributory pension scheme, and their pension matters are being smoothly handled by boards created for that purpose. Former Deputy President of the Nigerian Senate, Ike Ukweremadu, his wife Beatrice, and their middleman, medical doctor Obinna Obeta, will receive their sentence today, Friday. Following their conviction for organ trafficking in March in the first verdict of its kind under the Modern Slavery Act, Ukweremadu 60, his wife Beatrice 56, and Dr. Obinna Obeta 51 were convicted of conspiracy to arrange the travel of a young man addressed as David Nwamini to Britain in order to exploit him for his kidney, which was needed for the Enugu West lawmaker's sick daughter Sonia. After a 6-week trial and conviction at the Old Bailey, London Central Criminal Court, the Ukweremadus and their daughter might face a harsh reality of a possible 10-year jail terms for violating the Modern Slavery Act. The judge, Mr. Justice Jeremy Johnson, will pass the sentence. Suspended Adamawa State Resident Electoral Commissioner Rec Hudu Yunusa Ari, who is under police probe, have been granted bail. Also allowed to go home are 2 independent National Electoral Commission INEC commissioners and other officials undergoing interrogation at the police headquarters in connection with Adamawa governorship election fiasco. Their release on administrative bail is with conditions. It was learned that a senator stood shorty for Yunusa Ari after he was interrogated for 3 days while in custody of the police. Inspector General of Police Alhaji Baba also personally interrogated the REC, the national commissioners and others. With the IG during the session, it was learned were deputy inspectors general. Unknown gunmen yesterday killed 3 policemen at a checkpoint at Umunze in Unumba South Local Government area of Anambra State. It was gathered that the gunmen drove to the Nsogu area of the town and shot the policemen on duty. As the policemen tried to escape into nearby compound, the gunmen shot them, took their guns and uniforms and escaped in a waiting car. Police Public Relations Officer PPRO in the state, Mr. Tochukwu Ikenga, described the incident as unfortunate, adding that the State Police Command has swung into action to arrest the hoodlums. Troops of the Nigerian military have killed over 70 suspected terrorists in counterinsurgency operations in the northeast region. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Musa Damadami, disclosed these on Thursday while briefing journalists about the operations of the military in the last 2 weeks. He said more than 140 terrorists were also arrested during the period, with several weapons, including improvised explosive devices, recovered. According to the defense spokesman, over 500 members of the Islamic State of West African Province, ISWAP, have surrendered to the military. Meanwhile, the military have also confirmed that 2 of the Chibok schoolgirls abducted in April 2014 have been rescued, in addition to over 150 other civilians rescued during various military operations in the northeast. And on the foreign scene, several people have been killed and at least 10 injured in the second mass shooting in Serbia in as many days. The gunman reportedly fired an automatic weapon from a moving vehicle near a village 60 kilometers south of Belgrade. Unconfirmed reports say that the perpetrator is still on the run. Earlier this week, a teenager killed 8 students at a school in Belgrade in the worst mass shooting to occur in Serbia in years. On Friday morning, Serbian media said that special police forces have arrived at the villages of Mladenovic and Dubona, where the latest massacre occurred. Mass shootings are comparatively rare in Serbia, which has very strict gun laws, but gun ownership in the country is among the highest in Europe. And in sports, Victor Osimhen's second-half equalizer against Udinese on Thursday sealed Napoli's first Scotland title in 33 years. The Nigerian leading the race for the Italian Serie A Golden Boot netted in the 52nd minute to cancel Sandy Lovrick's first-half strike, a goal that sent fans into raptures in Napoli. Osimhen's title-deciding strike was his 22nd goal in 28 league appearances and rightly caused bedlam among the mass ranks of away fans who took over the Dacia Arena in the Udine. In another development, Brighton scored a penalty on added time on Thursday to beat Manchester United and brighten their chances of playing in Europe next season. Alexis McAllister scored the penalty after Luke Shaw handled the ball in the box. He ran up to the ball, stopped and waited for David De Gea to commit before slotting the penalty into the top left corner. And with the sport news, we've come to the end of our bulletin for today. You can follow us on our social media handles at Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Unity Radio FM TV, respectively. You can also watch us live on the satellite decoder Badarsat, which has been watched in about 38 countries of the world free. You can also follow and stream us live on our YouTube channel at Unity FM TV. I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs. Do have yourself a lovely day.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Unity